The American film industry, the most powerful in the world, was not only highly regulated economically, but highly regulated ideologically. In its studio system days, strict rules governed production chains and hierarchies like a factory system, while culturally, movie production followed rules of repetition and formula. Genres repeated formulaic narrative structures. Stars returned time and again to the screen, more as themselves than as any fictional character. In many ways, repetition and formula, as in folk tales, were a source of fascination and pleasure. Visual pleasure and narrative cinema analyzed the sexual politics of Hollywood film and argued, unsurprisingly, that the imbalance of power between men and women in society was reflected in an imbalance of power between men and women on the screen. As the cinema is a supremely visual medium, these gender inequalities were necessarily inscribed into the visual style of cinema itself and how its stories were structured. It was not simply a matter of content, but of film form. Female performers, that is, the female stars, were visualized with all the spectacular attributes of the cinema itself, but also highly sexualized and endowed with a quality that I called to be looked atness. The male performers, the male stars, tended, on the other hand, to control the story and particularly responded to the woman's spectacle with a dynamic, active, and erotic gaze. Finally, I argued that this division of labor on the screen was transferred to film's spectators, playing to an assumed male visual pleasure. The film spectators, and this is important, either male or female, couldn't avoid a way of seeing that was produced by the language of film itself, its character's point of view, the framing of figures, the female star's privileged lighting, color, camera angle, etc. I came to realize that these fetishistic images of women were not relegated to a perverse underworld, but were pervasive in mass media, circulating images that were not of women, but of what woman had come to represent for collective male fantasy, fear and desire intertwined. For its whole history, cinema, by and large, has been produced by men. That is, the ideas and imagination of 50% of the population. Now, more and more women are beginning to make films and beginning to tell stories that would not be available to, relevant to, or even of interest to a patriarchal culture. Perhaps times are changing. Perhaps patriarchy is on the retreat when women can find the means for poetic and creative expression.